Well, as promised, I'm at the world famous Ace Cafe, first built in 1938, blown up in World War II, 1940, taken over in about 1993, 94 by a guy called Mark WILSMORE, and he built it up to be, you know, the place in London for people to come, bikes, cars, whatever. I've just travelled 3 hours to get here, and the show that's on, Incarnation, I've just been told by the bar staff they never really get that many people here, and thinking about closing early. It is dead as a dodo. Look, I'll show you. There's the car park. So yeah, 3 hours for this. It is shocking. Yeah, as I said, Mark was responsible for getting this all back on its feet again, 1994, and they opened it fully in 2001. Previous to that, I think they were having annual shows, different events, but it's fully open in its form as it is now. But it looks like it's a lot of the biker fans, different shows, are absolutely on their arse, and this looks like it's no exception, unfortunately. So I'll just take you around. I'll show you what is here. Not a lot. Harleys don't really count as motorbikes. It's not a courier bike. That's a proper bike there on the end. Kawasaki ZXR. Yeah, nice styling, beautiful bike. Yeah, I've travelled with this way, as I said. So I've got to film something. So I'll just take you around the place. I'll give you a little bit more history about it later. But for now, this is the busiest part. Guys on the bikes. But it used to be heaving, this place. It really did. I used to own one of those, Triumph Thruxton. Really nice bike. Well, that looks like it might be an improved new version per the old one. But yeah, some nice bikes anyway. This is where normally you'd have all the bands playing. I think there's supposed to be bands on tonight, but I imagine that's not going to happen. Usually loads and loads of people in here having food and generally having a good time. And here's the shop. Show you that now. All these shirts, memorabilia. It's I guess the first time I come here was early 2000s, and came along, done a few different events. Do nice food here, nice beers, ales, whatever you like. This is, I'm just trying to show you around the extent of it. I mean, you've got all the different Ace Cafe Reunion, Brighton Burn Up, Southend, whatever that was called. But yeah, all these different nights you've got. We've got a lot of rock and roll bands playing here. And just taking you up the stairs. And seriously, this place used to be so busy. I'm really shocked. It seems like every scene, and this guy Mark, he sort of catered for the lot. Cars, bikes, hot rods of every kind. And yeah. So he used to come along and do the Chopper Club show. I think that's still around July the 1st, first Saturday or something, first Sunday of July. Yeah, I mean, it's still worth a look. Gives you all the history of it. 59 Club. Teds, mods, rockers, bit of everything. Too much. Bill Haley, I know, Bill Haley in the comments. It's just looking out onto the hideous North Circle. It's quite nice with the blue sky. But yeah, I'm just trying to, as I say, get something after travelling that distance. I wouldn't normally travel for 3 hours. There's a really crap band playing at Wembley, which is just up the road, called Oasis. Got super ugly fat fans. I had a look. They all look tired and worn out. I don't know where they've travelled from. I don't know where Oasis fans really travel from, where they're from. Northern band. Like sort of Beatles covered band or something. Yes. It's really nicely done out here. Again, 59 Club, they're still going. A bit like me, I think I'm going. As I say, it's really sad to see. I couldn't believe it when I turned the corner and saw that over there, totally empty. That's why I didn't come in my car, because I thought there'd be nowhere to park because of all the hot rods and all the amazing things I was promised. The hottest of the rods is a mini Clubman. I can see a crappy old Vauxhall, rubbish BMW. The bike sounds good. Blimey. I've come to a turd town. Oh no! Anyway, I'm going to depart. I just can't believe it. I cannot believe. I can't believe what's happened. It seems like all the events, as I said before, I was intending doing bike shows up and down the countries, hot rod shows, classic shows, apocalyptic shows, all sorts of events that were all doing very well, but now I think this is the last year of a lot of it. I mean, you can't run a business with no customers, no money. As I said, Ace Cafe, when I used to come here, it was packed from end to end, bikes overspilling on the pavement, bikes everywhere you could get a bike, and it is shocking. It is shocking. Yeah. I thought I might be coming along here because they still hold lots and lots of events. But again, if no one's turning up for them, what is the point? On that note, I really don't know what to say. This is a shocking turn of events. So, yeah, I'm just going to probably spend 3 hours getting home now. It's only like 10 miles away, but the North Circular is completely screwed up. I was stupid enough to use public transport, and unfortunately, as I said, that rubbish band Oasis were playing, or are playing. So yeah, I've got to get out of here. Got to get out of here. On that note, happy days. Hope you've had a better day than me. Goodbye. Wee birds. So this is the back of the Ace Cafe, with the river going past it, but the back is about as busy as the front, and that truly is a sad state of affairs. As I was saying, yeah, the same guy that used to, well, still does as far as I know, Mark WILSMORE, we used to know him because we attended a lot of the shows and in various forms. So we used to know him because he organised it, and we used to organise other things. And we met up with him one time at the High Voltage Rock Festival. It was on for 2 days in Victoria Park in Hackney, and he turned up there with, representing the Ace Cafe, and he had I've really forgotten what those. Oh, there you go. You missed that. Almost. Oh, sorry. Just some guy almost had a crash. Drama. But anyway, he used to put that on. So after all that nonsense, I haven't really got a great deal to film, but I quite like these arches. So as I'm trying to find my way home, because again I've got to use public transport, which I cannot stand, doesn't work, but there you go, not got a lot of choice. So yeah, I'll probably get home and give you a few more feelings on how I felt about that situation there, because it's just shocking. There's another one of those stolen bikes that I'm always talking about. But yeah, look, don't know if you can see that, just through there, motorbike in the fence, because that's what the Ace Cafe was known for. I'm sure they paid for those, put them there. It's just down there through those tunnels if you ever fancy going there. As I said, this is the first time that I've been to the Ace for quite a while. I was supposed to pop there last weekend, didn't get round to it because something cropped up. But I'm glad that I did get there in the end. Oh look, some rats. You can't see them. Rats in the fields. Just because I know I don't have to bother going there again if it's going to be like that. It's like most shows, most businesses, end of days, and that place was thriving for a hell of a long time. But we're living in an even more, ever more confused world where people just do not want or need or are interested in anything, which I've never known of it in my life. There's always been tribes, punks, rockers, skinheads, ska, psychobilly, goths, what have you. Always been people into music, different things, but it's totally fading, apart from rubbish Oasis fans it seems, but I'm sure they're at the end of their days. Some of them look to be anyway. So anyway, apparently there's a station down here, so I'm going to see if that's any quicker. Maybe I'll get home in less than 3 hours. I should walk it would be quicker, but I've been walking for hours already, so I just don't fancy it. Hi, I'm back home from there. Anyway, that was a bit of a fiasco, a disappointment. You know, how many words can I think of to describe that? But yeah, I was a bit frustrated. That may have come across on the video. But after that journey that I explained I had, wasn't best pleased. So anyway, I shall continue talking about the Ace Cafe and some of the shenanigans. They had all sorts of events there, and I went to one in particular and bumped into a guy at the bar, and my girlfriend at the time said, "Oh, that's that guy. And I said, who? She wouldn't say. And eventually she told me, and I said, well, go and say hello. And I took her over there and we said hi and all the rest of it. And yeah, so as I say, the cat from Red Dwarf and his son, and got his autograph, and Sarah's pleased with that. So I've got a few over the years, different rock stars and film stars, and you know, various. And she's got them somewhere, but don't know where they are. Typical. But anyway, yeah, he showed her the bike that he'd come along with his son on the way. Very proud of that. Really nice guy. No faff or waffle or bullshit there. Just an honest, genuine dude. So again, we kind of went there along on our different bikes various times, several bikes, various events. And one of the bikes that I went there on was a Harley Davidson. I know what I said about Harley Davidsons. They're not real bikes, but this one was. It was a Harley 48 1200, custom built for us, me and my lady. And it was pretty much black or matte black all over, none of this chrome, you know. It was a very nice bike. And yeah, so more stories later. And one of the other bikes I had was fantastic Triumph Thruxton 900 special edition, only 500 made. And again, really nice bike. And the exhaust note of that would literally make you cream your pants. It was just so good. And especially going down to a tunnel and you decelerate and it goes boop, 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 boop. Really nice, really nice. Anyway, so I'm trying to think other things, but yeah, obviously that's just two of the bikes I had. I must have had in my lifetime maybe 20 different bikes. Obviously I got through a lot of them because I was a dispatch rider, courier, whatever you want to say. So I used to just use them until they just died, and you know, get rid of it, get a new one, and that would be it. But yeah, and it was always fun going around to the Ace Cafe on your bike before the speed cameras, especially because you could just open it up. The noise from the Harley would make people just move, especially if you get cars will close in because they're a bit weird about bikes going past sometimes. And so I just hover right by their window, and the sound was it was deafening. We got the loudest pipes we could possibly get. So you can hear that boom, 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 just ticking over. And more often than not, they would just move and we could get through. And we could carry on with our day and have a good time. Anyway, earlier I was talking about when the Ace Cafe had a presence at the High Voltage Rock Festival. And they had an Airstream caravan, those fantastic silver aluminium polished, I think, caravans, American ones. It had 4 hot rods, again, absolutely incredible conversions, all totally different, lowered from each other, and 4 fantastic bikes, and that would have been choppers, custom paintwork. So a bit of everything, and all gleaming in the glorious sunshine of the day. And it was just, as I say, we hadn't seen him for a while at that point, and so you're literally just walking around stalls and different things and seeing what's going on there. And yeah, come across Mark, and he had a marquee there, and he was selling memorabilia of the Ace Cafe, and yeah, really good atmosphere in there. And you had the crazy world of Arthur Brown, and he was complete with his head on fire, and he was performing on stage, and had a really interesting band, just a complete mix of looks. And I've never heard him live before, but you know, he was getting on in his years, but he still looked good, and he sounded even better, it was great. And so we watched quite a lot of that, and Mark had a bit of a dance with my girlie, and I went and got the beers in because I thought, yes, this is a place to be for a little bit longer. Moving on to the other stages around the concert festival. We saw Black Label Society, Judas Priest, and the Van Herzen brothers. And whilst we were watching the Van Herzen brothers, this guy just to the left of me said, "Oh, what do you think of this band?" And I went, yeah, they're pretty good. I've said, never heard them before. I heard of the name, but yeah, reasonable. And I looked at him, and it was Ian Anderson of Jethro Tull. And again, the girlie that I was with, absolutely massive fan, all his albums and all the rest of it, bit of a hippie. And yeah, he was there performing. I especially enjoyed A Locomotive Breath, which is great. If you get a chance, look that up. Jethro Tull, Locomotive Breath on YouTube. Yeah, so that was, I didn't get his autograph. I should have. But yeah, I said, yeah, I thought they were really good. Not as good as you though, mate. Not as good as you. And so yeah, sort of funny. It was really funny seeing him standing still because he's usually jumping all over the place. But what else did we see? A band we never heard of. I think they're Dutch. Could be wrong. They're from that sort of way. And they're called Triggerfinger. Again, if you look up Triggerfinger on YouTube, they were really good. Really got the crowd going. We started off towards the back, ended up right by the front. And yeah, we watched the whole of their set, and that was really, really good. And yeah, it's always nice to see some, because there was a lot of other well-known bands there, which I didn't really want to see. But we just sort of dipped in and out. But the atmosphere there was great. And yeah, had a good old time. I'm trying to think. There was also yeah, we watched Slash's Snake Pit, Slash of Guns N' Roses, and he was performing with a lot of other well-known musicians who I can't remember right now. But we actually managed to see that when we were up high on a massive Ferris wheel, a neon Ferris wheel. So as you're going around, you could sort of, it was just right in front of us. So we had a perfect view. And so again, fantastic, a really, really good time. And you know, I don't think they even had rock bands perform in that place anymore, Victoria Park in Hackney, which is a shame. It was really quite unusual because we literally had to go there each day. It weren't a camping type thing, so we got, you know, two lots of tickets for each day. And yeah, I was saying about the atmosphere. Part of it was usually at bigger venues, outside venues, you've got to queue up for a beer and all the rest of it. But at that particular festival, they came to you, and it was all of the people selling the beers. They were Sikhs with bright orange turbans, so you couldn't miss them. And they were serving, they had like a backpack full of beer and like a hose with a pump and a load of glasses here, and they just fill your beer. There you go. Brilliant. It reminded me of something, it's like something out of Ghostbusters. But again, an experience to be had, and one that I'll never forget. We did bump into the Sikhs with beer pumps. Again, they were serving Hobgoblin, but other brands available. We saw them at AC/DC at Wembley Stadium, and that's another story. I could tell it here right now. I'm gonna do it anyway. My girl and me we went there on my bike, and we were like most people. We hit the bar in the high street, and we waited for the main band to finish, and the bar slowly emptied, and then we sort of, you know, went down towards the stadium, and by that point everyone had gone in there. And so with the job I do, I'm used to just walking into places. You just, like, you know, put your hand up, look as though you not know what you're doing, because I did at the time. And a lot of security, a bit lazy back then, probably not so much anymore. But so we walked up to where we, it was the nearest bit. It just so happened to be the front where the stage was. But we walked up towards the door, and the guy started walking, and I've gone, yeah, it's all right, mate. Though we're just going through the, and all that. And he went like that, let us through, and opened the door, and literally you opened it in the stadium, and you could see the whole arena. It's packed, all the chairs, seats all the way around. And so we've gone down to the stage, got a beer off these the Sikhs selling the beer through their pumps. Got 2 of those. Walked straight to the front of the stage. This is no bullshit. And we literally had a few beers, and you got all the boards at the front of the stage, and the atmosphere again, everyone was going, have some of this, have some of that, and whatever that was, who knows. And so it was really good. And it was Brian Johnson, and most of them are still alive at that point. Like Malcolm is still there, he's performing, and they had the bell from Hell's Bells in the background, and Brian, he was swinging from that, and it was like Rock and Roll Train, a lot of that sort of stuff. But it was great. I mean, again, if I'd wanted to, I could have probably walked right up and, but we were literally, I mean, from the band themselves, so we're down in the pit, but the pit at that was an expensive one because it was all boarded out. Probably didn't want to destroy the field or whatever. But, yeah, so, a great time. Really, really good. I mean, once in a lifetime. I've never seen AC/DC before. That was the first time. We just happened to get lucky. I mean, we could have been up the other end and it would have taken forever, but literally you went through the crowd down to the actual ground of the stadium, just walked straight through, and people just let us through. I didn't push, didn't shove. And oh, you want to go for it? Yeah, that's it. And just amazing. So for those about to rock, I would like to say I am sorry that I was unable to give you the full experience of the Ace Cafe. But time, obviously this is called Then and Now. The now, not so good. But the then, woo! Rock on, baby! So I was rattling on, as I usually do, in the back of my micro camper. I was going to do it in my boudoir, but no, I done it here instead. But yeah, I got back pretty late from that. It took me ages again. But I fully intend to keep searching for events, venues, and just interesting things to help fill my void, and obviously yours too, because that's the kind of guy I am. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep looking for life and energy and fun things, and eventually I hope to find them. I've said this before. I keep trying and I get there. I was like, oh no, what is going on? So on that note, thanks for watching, and you could check this out. They do nice food and ales, lagers too, but don't use public transport. That is my advice. So it's unfortunate, but a total pain in the neck to get to from where I live to get there. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, whatever this is. I hope you enjoyed it and you wish to subscribe and give me the thumbs up. That would be absolutely fantastic. And on that note, I will say goodbye. Do you like my new hat? See, Ace Cafe, black and white goes with that. Checkered flag. Woo, woo, woo. But anyway, thank you very much. It's hot in here again. Thank you very much. See you next time. Bye.